to a 5. I was like, this racked it. Yeah, I was.
What's up YouTube? My name is Andrew and I coach people to get strong, get jacked, and fall in love with the process along the way. In this video, I'll be walking you guys through my heavy squat and deadlift workout with the focus being on how I perform the slack pull and addressing common mistakes I see lifters make and how to fix them. But first, building up to a 4 at 7 on my competition squat, these days I don't really do much to mobilize for my squat besides getting under the bar and moving. Now that doesn't mean you shouldn't do your movement prep. While I'm only using the barbell, watch how I play around with my depth, bouncing in and out of the hole, getting my shoulders and elbows under the bar to get myself active. I'm consciously moving with the barbell and simply trying to get in groove with the movement pattern before loading up any actual weight. I'm not just getting under the bar to get under the bar. I'm getting under the bar and moving well. I find most people just passively build up to their top sets, but I'm honestly a true believer in treating all of your sets, no matter how light or seemingly unimportant, as if it were your top. At least when it comes to how you should be executing those sets. With the lighter weights, I like to get in a lot of reps and kind of assess in that moment what it is I might need. Are my hips feeling tighter than usual? Are my shoulders cooperating with me? Which more often than not, they don't. Does it feel like I should be squatting with more control, or can I afford to be a little more aggressive? If you care about the quality and outcome of your training, then these are the types of questions you need to be asking yourselves. Being in tune with your body and what its current needs are, and not being discouraged in the face of a little resistance. You know, not every day needs to be a good day in the gym, and not every day is going to be a good day in the gym. But what's important is that you can take whatever the day has to offer for you and make the most of it. Grit and hard work are difficult to come by and even more difficult to learn. Not that I have the greatest work ethic, you know, my sleep could probably be a little bit better. Please don't tell my coach, but he's probably going to see this video anyways. But main point being, you could be doing a lot more than you think you can, and you are a lot more capable than you realize. But anyways, once there is weight on the bar, that's when I'll start to focus on my cues, you know, drawing my ribs down while keeping a tight upper back, breaking evenly at the hips and knees, and overall just focusing on quality movement. It's impressive to me to be strong and total something insane, of course, but it's even more impressive to be objectively strong while also displaying extreme mastery over a pattern of movement. On my heavier buildups, I try to keep the same focus and simply continue to grease the groove I've already established with my warm-ups and prior sets. Nothing too different here. I might be a little more reserved with my hype, but still treating my buildups like my top set. I do want to save my hype for my top sets and have my fun there. Speaking of fun, I just finished running Bulgarian a few weeks ago for my squat, so getting back into performing reps was feeling a little foreign the first couple of weeks, but you know, I'm a little foreign, so that's fine. This week though, the skill of reps is starting to come back to me, and I felt extremely powerful and stable in my squat pattern in today's workout. So I'm definitely acclimating to reps. 529 for 4 isn't PR territory for me, but if I continue to build off of it, then it will be PR territory soon. Okay, the meat of the video, because carbs are obviously the devil, but moving on to deads with another top set of 4 at 7. I don't really try to pull slack with my lighter warm-ups. It isn't until about 3 plates is when I can effectively do it anyways, but I do like to use my warm-ups as a means to mobilize. You can watch here and look at how I just kind of jam my knees out and really get into external rotation with my hips, and I incorporate a slight tempo during my eccentric to further emphasize my hips staying open. On my heavy sets, I don't actually pull like this. My hips probably aren't going to get that open, but I use the position to mobilize and just to get warm. That way I don't really have to think about it when I ascend and get to those heavier sets. With 2 plates, I'll probably start to take things a little more seriously with my brace in particular. And I may or may not pull slack for the hell of it. You don't really need to. The weights are still so light that you might not even feel like the slack pull will be even effective. But practice is still practice. And it's about now where I will actually begin to pull slack. And what I want you to watch for specifically is the hip shoot that I'm utilizing, which leads me to my first common mistake that I see lifters make: shooting your hips too high in the hip shoot, or in other words, just getting a little too carried away with the hip shoot in general. The point of the hip shoot is to help you wedge your hips, but you have to leverage your back first. If this is you, then I try using a smaller hip shoot and cueing your slack pull. Having an extravagant deadlift setup doesn't really mean shit unless it's serving you a purpose. Now here I am with 45, and mistake number 2 is going to be losing the slack. I'm intentionally holding the slack for a split second right before I wedge my hips to show you guys how I don't lose the slack that I've just pulled. Too often do I see lifters successfully pull slack, but then lose it immediately once they've gone to wedge. Don't let your body sink down after you've slack pulled. Instead of letting yourself sink, feel the resistance, feel the bar bend in your hands, feel the rigidity in your upper back, the tension, and lead with your chest. That's how you keep the slack pulled. Something I want you to notice is how consistent I am with my slack pull, focusing on deliberate movement, because that's what builds strength, which is why not being deliberate is mistake number 3. Everyone says to be patient with your deadlift, but that phrase has been so bastardized and so watered down that it's lost its meaning. So don't be patient, be deliberate, have an intent, and execute. My training has been catching a lot of momentum lately, which is in perfect timing for this meet I'll be doing at my gym, Full Striker, in Redwood City on October 2nd. I'll keep you guys posted on how my meet prep continues, but that's going to be it for this video. You can like, comment, subscribe, or don't. I live in California, so I won't have a gun pointed to your head. With that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video.